morning, everyone. I have another book to read today. It is called The Adventures of Beekle, the Unimaginary Friend. It is by Dan Santat. It's my favorite children's book, and it did win the Caldecott, so it's a pretty great book. The illustrations are probably my favorite part. I think they're really cool, so pay attention to those. And it goes really well with our imagination and creativity theme that we've been having. So I'm going to read that to you in just a minute. And tomorrow is Easter, so I have a little craft we can do at the end. It's a little sock bunny. I did the first part here so I don't spill rice all over my living room, and then we can do the final touches at the end. I'll talk you through how to make this part and then add the little finishing touches. And I think it's going to be hard for a lot of us to not be with family on Easter tomorrow and going to church, sing our favorite songs, and celebrate Jesus dying and rising. And I think that's going to be really hard, but hopefully the story and little craft can bring you some joy, and you know that we're all still thinking of you at church, and I miss you guys, and I hope you're doing well. All right, Beekle. He was born on an island far away, where imaginary friends were created. Here, they lived and played, each eagerly waiting to be imagined by a real child. Every night he stood under the stars, hoping for his turn to be picked by a child and given a special name. He waited for many nights. But his turn never came. His mind filled with thoughts of all the amazing things that were keeping his friend from imagining him. So rather than waiting, he did the unimaginable. He sailed through unknown waters and faced many scary things. But thinking about his friend gave him the courage to journey on. Until he reached the real world. The real world was a strange place. No kids were eating cake. No one stopped to hear the music. And everyone needed nap time. Then he finally saw something familiar. So he followed. If you remember, this little guy was all the way back on page 1, I think. So I can find him. All the way back here at the beginning. He had a good feeling about this place, but he looked everywhere, and he could not find his friend. He climbed to the top of a tree and looked out, wishing and hoping his friend would come. But no one came. He thought about how far he'd come and how long he'd waited, and felt very sad. Then he heard a noise below. Hello. Her face was friendly and familiar, and there was something about her that felt just right. At first, they weren't sure what to do. Neither of them had made a friend before. But after a little while, they realized they were perfect together. He didn't have a name, so she named him Beekle. Beekle and Alice had many new adventures. They shared their snacks, they told funny jokes, the world began to feel a little less strange. And together they did the unimaginable. And that's the end. All right, I hope you like that story. It's one of my favorites. I think the illustrations are awesome. And I hope you know that you guys can do the unimaginable. You can do anything you put your mind to. All right, so our little bunny craft. So to start, all you really need to make this little guy, you need a sock, rice, some rubber bands, 2 rubber bands, scissors, Sharpie. That's pretty much it. So I just put my sock over a little cup and poured rice in. Did like maybe a cup. However, it probably depends on how big your sock is. And then put a rubber band at the top. You want that one to be really tight because when you cut the ears, it can slip off. So put one at the top, and then you just put one around the middle, just a little rubber band, if you can see. A little rubber band, just put it around the middle wherever you want the head to be. So pretty easy. For the ears, once you have the rubber band tied on the top, you have all the extra sock at the top. So I just drew little ear shapes with Sharpie and then cut them out. I wanted this one to be floppy, but it's not staying. So you can make them bigger or longer. If you have the part that's the heel towards the front, you can make them a little longer. I did not, so my ears are a little short. But if you make sure you have the heel part toward the front, you can make longer ears. Yeah, so you just put the rubber bands on, make sure they're nice and tight, cut out your little ears, and then you add a little face Sharpie. So, oh, and you can also, if you have any ribbon, I'm going to put a little ribbon on mine then. So all you do with your Sharpie, I'm just going to give him 2 little dots for eyes. There. And then I'm going to do a little triangle nose. Maybe. There we go. And a little mouth. There you go. And then you can add a little ribbon. See if I can get mine to stay. And you have your little Easter bunny. Oh, you can also, if you want, if you have another ribbon, you could do a little tail in the back. I only had so many rubber bands, so I did not do a little tail in the back, but you can bunch up a little part in the back and give them a little bunny tail too. All right, well, that is my story time and my crafts. I hope you all have a wonderful Easter. I will miss seeing you so much tomorrow morning at church, and I hope you all still have fun celebrating, and we can see each other soon. Bye.